To find myself a different soundtrack. I'm getting sick of listening to Diablo 2 every time.
Stay a while and listen. Is that on the end of everyone? That
No.
would be funny. Just if the last track after you finish the album is stay a while and listen, then just repeats the whole thing again.
Pain in the butt. Trying to run Apple Music from the browser. It just keeps erroring on me. Try it from the application. Got my new phone today.
Which one did you get?
iPhone 11 Pro.
Mm. And when are you going to be cooking on that stovetop?
Hey, they don't get too hot.
No, look at the back of it.
Oh, yeah, it is stovetop. Yeah, I don't know. I've got a really nice case, so it sort of makes it look okay.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. You bought it just so you could play Pokemon Go on a bigger screen.
Hey, work bought it. I wanted a little screen, actually. The whole reason why I got the Pro, not the standard 11 like everybody else, was that I wanted a smaller screen. Get the big ones.
Is that
go
to
back
help
to
you
one
fight
hand
the addiction?
typing. Yeah. I just wanted to go back to one hand typing. Alright. Set up music on iTunes. Apple is the worst.
Yes, so why do you keep buying it?
They're better than Android.
No.
Yeah. Like an Apple. Alright, so get this. You buy a Android phone, right? You spend $1,200 on the latest, Samsung or whatnot. In 3 years, your phone is worth like $50, $100 tops.
It's no different to iPhone.
It's very different. 3-year-old iPhones go for $600-$700.
Yeah, but who honestly is going to buy a 3-year-old phone?
Lots of people. And the
If
fact
you
that
have no money.
Android phones are not supported really past 12 months. You're lucky to get some updates at 2 years. You're definitely not getting them past 2 years.
At least I don't get forced updates on my phones to degrade the batteries quicker, so you have to upgrade.
Yeah, there's a one-time case.
They went to court.
They got done for it.
No, you just choose. Google Play
I've just done the tutorial, like the tier 0 down to tier 1. Trying to smash through it.
It takes so fucking long, but got 2 games going. I've got one with a couple of friends.
Yep.
And that's just nudging over tier 4. And I've got my own personal one, which I'm well into tier 4.
Yeah, I think I just completed tier 1 before I went and had dinner. So I'm a bit slow getting there, but it's a lot of fun by the looks of it.
Yeah, it doesn't get faster.
Oh, that's all right.
And all I can recommend is anytime you see an iron deposit, attach a goddamn mine to it and send it to your base.
I'm not quite at that stage where I need an overabundance of iron, but
No, you are. If you're on to tier 2, you're up to that stage,
Well,
and no matter what you do, you need more iron.
yeah, I haven't done any compile. What is it, like the auto making of certain things yet? I mean, the only things I'm auto making is like the basics, so your wire, your pipes, your plates, that sort of
Yeah.
stuff.
You so I had a two tier 2 belts
Yep.
maxed out on just screws, and it wasn't enough. And this is only just like to keep 2 assembly machines satisfied, like just to build the stuff I needed for during tier 4.
Yep.
And so I'm just sitting there like, I have to build a base to just produce this one item at an iron mine. And but tier 4 is the fun one. You get the Futurama tubes, so you get to just go plunk up your tube and get shot around the base.
Oh, that's so good.
And in our multiplayer one, we've unlocked, because you can go find crash sites, and they're like, you know where you started, how you had the machine,
Yep.
and you had to dismantle it. You get things like that everywhere, but they give you hard drives. And with those, you can unlock different techs. Each hard drive, you get a choice of 3 techs. And we got exoskeletons, so we can like jump higher, run faster.
Do you still fit in the tube with your exoskeleton?
Different games, but I fucking hope so. The tube is amazing. The first one I did, I didn't realize, like, I thought you had to have an end on both for it to work, and I walked too close to the front of it, and it sucked me in and just shot me into the sky.
Oh man, I can't wait to try that out. Did you play Factorio much?
I have played the shit out of it. I haven't played the latest patch.
In neither, it's been a while since I played Factorio, but I did a bit of reading on a few of the reviews, and people were saying, yeah, it's like Factorio, but you got to think of the conveyor belts different and your main bus and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, you don't get a main bus as such. I don't think the belts are capable of the volumes. Satisfactory. It's just, yeah, you've got to build micro bases from what I can tell.
Yeah, cool. Hey, bunny. You're super quiet.
What's like Factorio?
Satisfactory. It's like a 3D Factorio.
The new one, isn't it? It's made by the same people.
No, it's Ubisoft, or it's Epic Games.
Satisfactory.
Yeah, it's in early access, but it seems to have quite a bit of content so far.
I've nudged up against the in-progress stuff. You find all these items that just have WIP at the end, and you're like, oh.
It looks pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it runs really well on my old computer, well, this thing. So, yeah.
Nice.
I'll just bear it back 2 minutes before we start.
Yeah, cool.
Daddy, I thought you were going to be late.
I am late. I think just basically ready to go now.
Can't remember what we were doing. Did we just win a fight?
We did. Daddy got knocked down again.
That's right.
Yeah, I get knocked down all the time.
He's like that jump
That's
wobble.
right. I'm a fucking hyena for the first time.
I know you guys don't play anymore, but I just hatched a shiny gibble Pokemon Go.
That sounds like a rock. Like a type of rock.
I didn't think it'd be possible to play anymore with the COVID.
I know they added all this remote play stuff. That's really good. And they, for instance, they gave out 30 insets, which is the item that makes Pokemon just randomly appear next to you. And you can buy that for 1 coin. So I'm still sort of burning through that. They also doubled the length of insets and made them way more effective. So you basically get like a peer every 30 to 60 seconds.
So you can do that just walking the length of your house up and back constantly.
When I walk, I use it to walk the dog now. So I just put incense on and I get the Pokemon Go roller that we got for the Switch with the base game. I just work around just click on the button and it catches them for me.
That's cheating.
Yeah.
You know, Darty, if you had Android, you could actually cheat. Like, from
That's great.
All right, we're ready to go.
Yep.
Okay, so last time you guys started off after a short rest with in the room where you knocked out Theswa. You continued your search through the upper stories of the house, finding a few bits and bobs in a few of the rooms, getting a small bit of loot. And you enter into one room that had a spiral staircase leading upwards to the tower, and you were confronted by an infernal plate armor that was animated with glowing orange eyes.
That's right.
And after a very tough battle, it was constantly chasing down the clothies of the group. You managed to knock the living soul that was in it at the time out of the body, and it clumped to a heated lump of steel or plate. You moved on up into the tower with the support of slobber chops, very quickly alerting you to the presence of some imps in the room. In the room, you saw two people, one in each a locked cage that had an imp on top. And after a very dangerous battle with Thanesh nearly being killed, you managed to dispatch the imps. And that was where we finished the session. And we are in the room. And if you recall, the two prisoners have introduced themselves. The one to the north is a lady called Charlene, and the one to the bottom is a man called Kajil, and he has just spoken for the first time the moment you have dispatched of the imps.
Was Charlene the sewer maintenance lady?
That is correct.
You guys can make the interrogation.
But we need your shit rolls.
I laugh at them in pain.
Hey, that's right, you are still a hyena. What do you do?
Shit, Darty probably had the keys to unlock their cages, didn't he? In the book.
He had two keys.
Yeah, he had 2 iron keys that meant
No keys, Darty.
Hey, when you said I need my shit rolls, I'm literally going to get my dice for my shit rolls. So. Yeah, I did have the keys. Did I open them last session? I thought I
No,
did.
No.
we didn't assess that far yet.
Okay, well, so I will take out my 2. I'll try them.
Okay. As you produce the keys and you go down to say you go down to Kajil's lock first, and you put the key in, give it a turn, doesn't work. You try the second key, put it in, give it a turn, and this one works. It unlocks this lock, and you manage to unlock the door for it. Kajil sees the lock swing off, and he gives an aspirated, "Oh, thank you so much. Oh, I thought this was going to be the death of me. I am leaving this stupid town for good."
I'll say, that's fine, I'm happy for you to do so, but why are you here?
Oh, well, I'm a tax collector, you see, and there's been a bit of anomalies going on with the Van Thamper accounts. I've been digging in, and I guess they didn't like me digging because, well, next thing I know, I'm being kidnapped after I walk home from my office, and I wake up to sharp stabbing pains from those infernal little creatures you just dispatched.
We've noticed they don't like to pay their debts.
that sounds crazy. But why not just kill you? Why keep you caged here?
It's a good question. I would not know. Maybe they're worried that someone might investigate my death. I'm not sure.
You're sick in the head.
All I know is that I just want to get as far away from this town as quickly as possible.
Where are you from?
Is it?
Asking all the hard questions.
Clearly not Elturel.
Oh, I'm from up north around Neverwinter way. Neverwinter. I would consult my map behind me, but
What a New Zealand accent, mate. From Neverwinter.
Meanwhile, Charlene's just sort of banging on the cage behind you, saying, "Hey, have you got a key there for me? Get me out of this thing."
Sure, and I'll go over and I'll use the other keys.
Okay. And you put it in, give it a turn, and it unclicks and unlocks, and you can lift the lock up.
I'll open the door and say, "Why are you here?"
Well, like I said, when you got up here, we've been looking into the underground of Baldur's Gate, and I'm a sewer maintenance supervisor, and I've been backing an effort to trying to stop the lower city sewer system. Actually, sorry, I've been trying to expand the lower city sewer system, but when I was looking at spaces around the bathhouse, I didn't have access to the right documents. So I started looking. It was at that point when I was finding some information of some hidden, detailed tunnels around there. I found myself kidnapped.
So we're familiar with the bathhouse. That is probably the better thing to happen to you.
Oh, don't worry, I'm not going to bother doing that. I'm going to abandon all work for the sewer system. But I think I'm just going to go out and become a shopkeeper.
We have cleaned that up for you. We have dealt with the sewer issue.
So I'll turn to my companions and I'll say, I think we can provide you with secure escort out of this place. Give them all a knowingly nod about what happened to the previous prisoners we have looked after. And trying to be rather discreet in my signal. But is there anything that you can tell us about this place before you go? Anything you've heard while being captive?
I'm afraid not. Honestly, you're the first human contact we've had since I woke up in this cage. Every time I've gone to speak or shake or try and get out, I felt this stab from one of those little creatures that you've attacked me. We haven't heard anything, and I have a feeling we're so high up, there's nothing reaching us from here.
We're on the 3rd floor.
Correct.
Oh, I'm telling them that in case they didn't know.
Yeah, I can sort of see out the window from time, and I can look out, but every time that I went to speak or yell to try and get attention, I was stabbed. I have this piercing barb either in my front or in my back.
We've dealt with them. But I was going to say, we must hurry. Duke Vampira is still alive. We hear she's in the basement.
Quick, escort me out, please. I just want to get away from this infernal place.
Dinesh, throw the humans on your back.
So I'll help escort you that. Rock and Hevel, you guys didn't want to say anything?
I can't. I'm a hyena.
Oh, you actually.
He googled that.
I scout ahead down the stairs first and just check to make sure that there's nothing down the floor. Once I hear that they're moving out. Not the floor.
Did you want to have a quick glare over the bookshelf, Dinesh? You like books?
Is there a bookshelf up the top of it?
On the east side?
No. Is there
West
anything-
side.
It isn't.
Taking a scan. just taking a scan around the room. Is there anything else of interest? Yeah, just the 2 cages that we can see.
It is just the 2 cages. The bookcase itself is empty and quite dusty.
Just you down the stairs.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a look around. I get to the bottom of the stairs and then check out the 2 walls and see if I can see it.
Yep. When you get down the stairs and you have a look around, it all seems very quiet, much the same way when you left the room.
Slobber chops all open.
Yes.
I nuzzle slobber chops.
Slobber Chops is gives you a very forceful but affectionate head bump back and purrs, and Slobber Chops will actually start making her way out back towards the balcony. Rhea follows you downwards, beckoning the 2 freed prisoners to follow Winston.
They also follow.
Next, I want to come out to the hallway and have a look over the thingy on the stairs, the balustrades.
The railing.
Yes.
Yep. Make a perception check for me, please.
8.
Okay. Looking out through the railing, you have a big long sniff, but you don't smell anything. You don't hear anything, and then nothing looks to have changed down there since you last came there.
I went to the other side.
Yep.
I guess I go down the stairs and just stand up.
Yep. Yeah, that's it.
Is the back door closed?
No, the back door is still closed from when you closed the last.
Open it. Because I don't think a hyena could.
All you've done.
Okay, seeing you go down, Izzy, the 2 prisoners are a bit apprehensive about following a hyena, but once they see you move down, they get a bit more confidence and follow suit.
You don't hear anything?
No. No, the house is still as quiet as you expected. Although, Finesh, when you get down there, you hear to the west a bit of rumbling and shaking as if a chair is moving around on the ground.
Yeah, I'll
Now, if I recall, you actually gagged him, or did you just tie him up?
yeah,
Yeah. So you hear the muffles of him trying to get your attention as he's hear footsteps coming and he's trying to shake around the chair to try and move around and see you. He hasn't seen you yet.
So I'll hop into his view. Quite calmly and carefully. When you can see me, I'll just do that. Just do that thing.
When he sees you, his eyes light up with a bit of fear as he recognizes you and complies with your order.
So I'll take the character. Very quiet.
Yeah, well, it's a hyena. It'd be good.
Did her just say hand up? Go on, Tigers, get a crit.
very, very quickly, I will attempt to tell the fellow that, you know, we're going to release him and take him outside. I'm going to give him a little bit of gold for his trouble and apologise for what he's calling him. But we couldn't risk him alerting the Van Damper family. And then I will lead him out with everybody else. So I just got to do the dog, so anything else that happens, I'll let you decide.
He gives you
Take over Axel.
he gives a muffled nod, and then as you free his bindings and the gag you had on him, he says, I don't care about this family anymore. Just get me out of here and don't beat me up again. So he's gonna follow out into the hallway, and he's gonna see the two new faces that are there, and he's like, Where have you two come from? I haven't seen you in this house before either. And Cagel's going to turn to him and says, What do you mean? Your family here is our captors. They locked us up in the tower." Vendrick's going to turn back to him and says, "They don't even let me into the tower. I'm not allowed in the bedrooms upstairs. I purely just look after the house here."
I suggest you lot should make your exit. And I'm holding the door open and pointing it to the back gate.
They give you some very hasty nods, and one by one they start sprinting out. Fendrick a little bit slower than the others in the old state he is.
I also say, don't forget that Izzy Rock, Finesse, and Hevel from the Flaming Fist have saved you.
As they're sprinting off, Shalene gives a very quick and loud thank you. As she runs off, Cagel's just sprinting his way out as fast as he can, not even noticing or thanking you. And Fendrick having a very odd scowl on his face as he's sort of limp jogging his way out, but he's complying. And after a few moments, they push their way out the front gate and around and out of sight.
To the kitchen.
Yep. So Ray will follow on through as well.
Nesh runs ahead.
Yep. As you enter into the kitchen, the smell and aroma of the stew that is still cooking away. However, the flames that are underneath the pot are subsiding and smouldering to just some coals. But it's quite fragrant smelling stew that's cooking away.
I take it, did Slobber Chops follow us?
No.
He can stay upstairs. I don't want him to give us away. Can we close the door to the kitchen?
You can. I'll move Fendish with you as well. Okay, so the double door that you used to come in is now closed.
Sweet. Proceed to the stairway unless somebody wants to eat some soup.
Yeah, don't trust it. And the Nash, they didn't want to leave, so we gave them all the real gold.
It's okay, because they're like 3 gold, so that's fine.
Okay, so Izzy, as you approach this room, the door is still open from when you guys opened it last time, and you can see leading down around the south is the stairwell down.
Oh, sorry, can I retcon something?
Go for it.
Dinesh would have said to the two prisoners that were released, send a thanks to the Tower of Boulder.
The Tower of Boulder.
Our logic.
Oh, I can't remember. Hang on, let me look that up.
Oh, you've got him now?
I already said that.
Aha! Tripped you up.
Izzy did say that,
Okay.
thank these people from the Flaming Fist.
Are we planning on having a short rest?
Can we just do that?
What, like between sessions?
Sea Tower of Boulder. You were correct. The Sea Tower.
No, No, we did it just before we fought the beings.
Or if we're gonna go fight like some lady, like I'm at half health, so I should get health back some way. A short rest seems like a pretty easy way to do it, and then I get my channel divinity back. How's everyone else's health looking?
I'm pretty sore, so I'd be up for that.
Alright, let's rest in the pantry.
Yeah, I say rest in pantry.
Depends
Okay.
on your
No,
mic.
rest in the
Here are the
stairs.
stairs.
Yeah, what is going on with your mic, Apples?
What's happening with it?
You sound like you've murdered it.
Yeah,
Copper wire left.
what we did.
Yeah, maybe it's not plugged in all the way. Okay, so you're all piling into the pantry to have a rest.
I think
Yeah.
perhaps we could stand the staircase. Well, I will anyway, because if someone's going to come up from the staircase, we might potentially miss them. I'd rather catch them and miss out on the rest than go up there, go down to find that they're gone.
Alright.
I'll just rest in the kitchen and enjoy some food.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Thanesh is just resting, enjoying some food. Anyone doing any specific activity?
Healing.
No.
No. Okay. All right. Halfway through your rest, Rock, you transform back from your hyena form into your dwarven form. You hear also, Thanesh, you hear some light scratching at the double doors that you guys came in, and Rock, you hear a very noticeable meow, one that you've heard several times before.
I get up and let Swinchy Bums in.
Best cat ever.
Slobberchops, very thankful to see you back. Gives you a nice high-pitched meow, and with a jump and the flutter of its wings, hops up on one of the counters. Makes her way over towards where the soup is, and is just licking up some of the remnants of the liquid that had spilled over at some point.
Can he actually fly, or is he like one of those hilariously fat cats with tiny wings?
She can fly.
Picturing the dragon.
Is the microphone any better now?
Bit muffled.
Much the same, but no crackles.
Yeah, I switched to the webcam one.
There you go. Yeah, that's good. Okay, the rest of your short rest passes without an event, so please complete a short rest.
I will spend 20
When you spend a die, do they automatically random, or do I get to?
You're rolling,
You have to roll them.
Yeah, it says like what your hit die are when you go to do the short rest. Like in my case, it's 1d8 plus 2.
Was the worst. I got 3.
Yeah, I did much better. I get 10 hit
Okay.
Cool.
Alright, so short rest completed. A few of you feeling slightly more rejuvenated. What do you do?
Go downstairs.
I wait for an armored fella to go downstairs.
How long has it been since we set out at the start of the day?
So you got to the house at around about midday because you did leave early-ish. Was it about midday? No, sorry. I think it was actually about mid-afternoon. It was about 3 p.m. You would have gotten there. You've done 2 short rests since being in the place and have done quite a bit of exploring, talking, and investigating. So I will say that it is around 6:30, and the sun is very much on its way setting.
Okay.
Nearly completing.
I will recast Mage Armor.
What's the duration on Mage Armor?
8 hours.
You
So I will-
casted it halfway through one of the fights in the house. I'm pretty sure you did, didn't you?
Dinesh would have cast it before setting out at the start of the day.
Okay, alright. Yeah, that's fine. I was thinking you casted it at some point during one of the fights, but that's alright.
No, you might have used his arcane deflection thing.
Yeah, use that a few times. Keep getting you with it.
One day it'll be
Everyone's going downstairs. Who's going next?
Okay. As you're all moving towards the door, Rock, you hear a distinctive meow from Slobber Chops, as if it's almost saying goodbye.
Shit.
Right. Wave at Slobber Jumps and say, "Don't worry, I'll bring you some food."
Okay, now give me a second.
Zoom out and see where he's lighting up. Oh, it's a big room.
We're going back in the sewers.
Okay. I'm just putting you in this, but for all intents and purposes, only 2 of you are sort of on the stairs, so it's like Hevel and Rock. Thanesh, Izzy, and Rhea, you guys are just sort of tailing behind. Now, Hevel, you all can see that? Can you see the space that you're on at the moment? Yep, okay. So, alright, actually no, what I can do is I can reveal this room. Okay. 4 stone pillars brace this 10-foot high vaulted ceiling of this dry cellar, the walls of which are lined by dozens of barrels on wooden braces. Half of the barrels have brass spigots tapped into them. The room also contains 2 stacks of wooden crates, one in the middle of the room and one by the southern wall. You can see the ones in the southern wall directly ahead of you as you've walked down the stairwell.
Are they open or labelled? What do we perceive about the crates?
Okay. So the crates, you can sort of see that they're containing some foodstuffs, some food supplies. Definitely long shelf life type food that's being stored under here.
Sorry?
It is there's some gaps in the boards as you're looking through. You can see wheels of cheese and some dried meat and some bread on top as well. Other sort of things in there, but they're closed off, but you can see in the slats of it.
Dinesh, take some cheese. If you already smell dead, they might not hit you.
Okay. You also see 2 doorways. You see one on the western wall and one on the eastern wall.
Well, let's go do it.
Fifth will be on my shoulder.
Okay. Oh yeah, I need to clock in. That's it.
Ooh.
All the crates just look like
story.
Where did we put Fig last time?
In the stable.
Ah, there he is. Alright, he's in the room. Hevel, as you start moving your way closer towards the center of the room, out bursts from one of the crates in the center of the room, and you see in front of you. Hang on, GM. You see three slightly larger infernal-looking creatures containing a back full of spines.
Sweet.
It's always one.
These characters look very similar to one that was in the Low Lantern with Amric. As they burst out, they cackle with infernal laughter and prepare to strike. I'll get you to all roll initiative.
I've got nothing to
Good 4.
I have 19. I don't want to go first. They'll hit me.
Lucky 7 from Russell.
And Rhea as well, please.
16.
Hopefully she'll clear it all up before we need it.
Yep.
Hevel, what is your bonus?
-1.
Okay. Izzy, you are first to act.
Low on spells. They were immune to fire, they're probably immune to poison, and resistant or immune to cold.
Just remember, as a sorcerer, you can spend your sorcery points to clear these spell slots.
I can. I've only got 2 of them.
You could have 4 sorcery points.
I do spend 2.
I'd just turn around, go back up the stairs and leave.
Did not expect such a massive sort of map.
What are you talking about? Just maybe put all these black boxes around.
Could be all black.
It's just to throw us.
It's literally just a room.
I am gonna cast Dust Devil. Where am I gonna cast it? Doesn't hit heaven. There, next to the bottom. Yeah.
Where, sorry? Okay. Yep. Let me see if I can just quickly find a token that I can copy.
And I'm gonna move behind Dinesh. Actually, could I sit here and get cover? Behind the crates.
1 sec, sorry. Oh, it won't let me copy this bloody token. Alright, I'm gonna have to draw it. Sorry. Izzy, yes, you can use that for some half cover. That is it's a crate that comes up to about half your size.
Cool. There goes my last level 2 spell slot, so I'm gonna keep concentrating.
Okay, sorry. I don't know if you can see that box I've just drawn, but that'll be the Dust Devil.
I can't.
Cannot see box.
There we go.
What did these guys do last time? I can't remember.
They resist everything,
This is
and then they poison us back.
Oh, good.
Okay, now your Dust Devil doesn't do anything until their turn, right?
End of turn, only if they're within 5 feet of it.
That ends its turn. Yep, got it. Okay. Rhea. It is now Rhea's turn.
Sweet. Rhea will run up to. Yeah, let's see where.
Would
That
you-
bit? Should
Good,
do
I'm
a
just suggesting if she's stand next to you and sort of ready an attack.
Sorry?
I'm thinking, is it worth having her stand next to you, either side, and try and ready attack just to try and crowd control her with the Dust Devil a little bit?
Well, if your Dust Devil's intention is to push them somewhere, they get the attack of opportunity anyway, don't they? How does doing a ready attack give any advantage?
I was just thinking it brings it closer to us instead of us having to move to them.
You've got to spend your reaction to do it.
So you want me to make her continue to stand here?
Oh, it's up to you. I was just making a suggestion.
Well, I'm just not understanding, like... So if your Dust Devil reacts, what's going to happen? It's going to push how many of them into what position?
It only pushes one on the end of its turn, 10 feet away from it, but it also does, I think, up to 1d8 damage, bludgeoning damage.
So where are you going to push it?
It will probably push the creatures in whatever direction they are
That's
from
only
it.
if the creatures stay there. though.
It has to do a strength save.
Yeah, look, I don't really know
That's fine. We'll see if we can
what the
find
advantage will be. So I'm just going to multi-attack.
Okay.
18 for the first one, and 18 for the second one.
Yeah, they both hit. Roll damage.
And it begins.
6 and 5 is 11.
Okay. As Rhea lunges forward and swipes. Is that the one directly in front? Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Swipes at the creature who's trying to dart around in front. She manages to catch some strikes on both wings, but the strong carapace of the leathery that makes up the wings absorb a lot of hit as she slices onto it. You can see some cut marks appearing. Next is Finish.
The daggers in stealth. So take one out and then launch it at the closest.
At that one?
And just to note, when you run out of daggers, you can throw food from the crate as well.
I can. So this is at the second one. And it's a dex thing. So.
Passes. So this dagger gets launched off with quick power. However, the devil the creature in front just sort of flies up, and the dagger gets lodged into the crates that it was sort of sitting upon.
I'm going to move up and hide behind this particular pillar.
Yep. Okay. Finish. Rock, your turn.
I cast Thorn, Rhea hit this one, yeah?
Yes, she did.
I cast Thorn Whip on this one.
Yep. Okay. Roll to hit.
That one.
Ooh. Okay. Oren, you throw out your thorn whip. However, it catches around the weapon of the creature's holding onto, and it gives a tug, effectively pulling you 10 feet towards. You are now directly in front of the two.
Don't get hit by the dust devil.
Do I transform now so I don't die, or do
I think yes.
Yeah, I transform into. It's got the most armor. I should know by now. It's not. It's not. I transform into the direwolf.
Okay. Fearing the pain coming ahead, you very quickly transform into a quite terrifying direwolf. And are you ending your turn there?
Yep.
Okay. So any creature that ends its turn must make a strength saving throw.
Oh shit! I forgot about the dust devil.
You better pass it. Please pass it.
You gotta use the direwolf strength. +3. Fuck yeah, 20.
Okay, so you pass, but you still take half damage. So, is it 1d8?
I rolled a 6, so 3.
3 bludgeoning damage from Dust Devil, but doesn't buffet you away from the creatures in front of you. You
And
still
I would have
hold
got
steady.
2 attacks if you did.
Okay, it is now the creature's turn. The first one at the back is going to fly up and round into this corner up here, and is going to launch 2 of these spines from its back towards the Nesh.
Wrong way.
And so one is missing, one is hitting.
On the hits, I will attempt to deflect.
Okay, what's your AC?
16.
While you do put up your barrier, it, with using its last ounce of force, does pierce through and manages to make contact to you.
Damn it.
And it hits you for 4 piercing damage.
There's an
And
end
you,
to that.
you feel the sudden explosion of fire into you as well as it strikes, and you take 1 fire damage.
I have defense.
You resist it.
Yes. Does a 1 go down to 0 on resistances?
I don't know.
Well, it goes half, and then you can't have 0, so
Yeah.
maybe 0 damage.
Always round down.
Let's quickly check.
No fire damage.
It might be a minimum of 1 though.
I think it still does 1 damage.
No, he's gonna need all the health he can get.
Yeah, I'm saying you're taking 1 damage. I can't find the answer yet, but you take 1, and I'll keep
Okay.
looking at.
Very good.
The next one is going to give it an infernal laugh at this direwolf that's then transformed in front, and is going to it's going to take a bite at you first, Rock, with a 16.
It hits me.
And you take 2 slashing damage in total from the little teeth that just chomp into you. And then as its bite comes away, the fork, like the trident that it's holding, will then come and slash in over the top onto you. But as it does so, you manage to catch onto the trident with your paws, and you pull it down. You are currently grappling this creature as it's come down towards you. It is unable to break away from you, and it is currently trying to flutter in front of you as you're holding a dire wolf-like grip onto it.
I assume he could have won as well.
It did. And it's going to end its turn in next to the Dust Devil, and it is going to try and hang on. And it is going to save on the dex saving throw, so it will take half damage.
So strength.
Yep. Sorry, strength. Yeah, it's still fine.
I rolled a 3, so that would be 1. Yeah.
Yep. So it takes a little bit of a buffet away as, this wolf is essentially trying to hold it in place next to it. Meanwhile, the final one is going to flutter its wings and dart right away from in front of Rock and Rhea, so quick that they're unable to do anything in reaction to it.
Disengage.
And it's going to likewise hover over in the westernly part of the room. Seeing this wolf holding down its friend, it's going to launch 2 spines towards Rock. The first one hitting into the box that you're standing next to. The second one, however, lodging itself into your shoulder, hitting you for 4 piercing damage, and it explodes on you in the end for 4 fire damage. And Hevel, it is your turn.
Just going to jump in. So, reset damage resistance.
Yep.
Summarize this is there is one more general rule you need to know on the outset. So between the hard game, round to battle, even if you end up with a fraction, even if that fraction is 1/2 or greater. So 11 damage would be 5, and 1 damage would be none.
Okay, alright, good to know. So yeah, you take 0. And that devil that was being buffeted by the Dust Devil appears unfazed from it.
Oh no! I take that back.
You take your 1 HP back.
Yeah, take the damage.
Yes, so sorry, Hevel, it is your turn.
Alright. I am going to move over to this one and I'm going to attempt to grapple it.
Yeah.
14.
As you grab onto its leg hanging down, actually grab onto its wing as it's flattering down, and you manage, even though it feels very slick in your hand, not wet, but just very shiny, strong leather, you manage to clasp on and not let go, and you are currently grappling.
And then I'm going to move it. So I'm going to move it back to this location here, where it originally was. I'm going to stand here.
So how much movement did you use to get there?
So I was here, I think, wasn't I? 2 below rock.
You're 1 below rock.
Directly behind him. Yeah. So assuming I moved past Rhea, then it was 15 feet. And then it's 5 feet back to that location.
Probably go around so you wouldn't get any reaction.
Yeah.
Oh, true. Yeah. So let's say 10, 25, that's 30.
Yeah, so your movement is halved when you're trying to move a creature. Unless the creature is 2 or more sizes smaller than you. Are you medium?
What's a normal person?
Yeah, I think
you're
we're all
medium.
size medium.
So yes, you won't actually be able to do that last bit of movement. That last 5 feet. So you are holding that creature there.
Well, if I went like 10, 10, grapple, that would give me 5 remaining. So if I grapple from that location there,
Yep.
and then that gives me 5 left if I'm halving the 10.
Yep.
I suppose the question then becomes, if I move that way, what direction would that guy go? Just pull him out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright.
Good. Yep. I think that'll be my turn.
Yep, no worries. All right, back around to you, Izzy.
I'm gonna move my Dust Devil so it doesn't hit Rock again. Probably just up one space to there.
Sorry, ping again. Yep.
And that will be my action.
Can you move it to the one in the corner? Because the one that Rock's got is currently grappled. So if you move it to the one in the corner, perhaps you could try and shove it back towards us.
So it is your bonus action to move the Dust Devil, not your action, and you can move it up to 30 feet in any direction.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew I could move it anywhere I wanted. I was thinking the two that we've got were damaged to focus on, then getting them down, and then we can go on the one. But if you like, I can move it up there and crowd control it a little bit more, I suppose.
Well, I'm just imagining do they have to move if the Dust Devil hits them? Because then if Rock's grappling it and the Dust Devil triggers its like push, does that mean that Rock has to fight against the push?
Rock would get a reaction if it got pushed away.
An attack of opportunity.
Yeah, that's the one.
And it is a forced move. On a failed save, it is a forced move.
Oh yeah, that makes sense, I guess. If he gets that attack, then that's probably better than the other one. Yeah, cool.
Alright, well, that's my bonus action. I will then frostbite the one that heavens.
Yep. No worries. Is that a save?
Yep. Constitution.
It saves.
Yep. Nothing happens.
Okay. And if that's your turn, Raya's turn now.
So she's gonna attack the one that's diagonal of her in front of Rock.
Yep. Okay. Roll your multi-attack.
17 for the first and 19 for the second.
They both hit. Roll damage.
Does she get advantage or anything for the grapple?
No, grapple does not give the advantage on the attack. It's restrained that gives the advantage.
What about the Dust Devil? Does that count as an ally, or is it just because
No.
of the spell?
It's a
15.
spell. 15?
Yep.
Okay. With Rock currently holding this creature struggling away, Rhea gives two very quick and precise slashes on the back. You see a couple of wounds open up, but not quite as deep as you would expect them. Anything else for a turn?
Sure.
Okay, Vinesh, over to you.
Alright. So I am going to
Tank the top
I'm
one.
gonna move from behind my pillar. Now I can reach this one, it's not flying, right?
Yeah, you can reach it. Even if they were flying, you would still be able to, based on how high the roof is.
Yeah, beat it with my casting stick.
Go for it. Roll to hit.
Oh, that's actually not bad. I got good stuff. 17 to hit.
That hits. Roll damage.
8 bludgeoning damage.
Nice.
Casting stick.
So you give it quite a severe thump and full contact with your stick. You find that it's the creature, based on its size, seems to absorb a lot of the hit, but it does come out looking a little bit bruised and dazed from the struck.
Nice. Nice damage.
Okay, and Rock, your turn.
I eat it with my multi attack.
Yeah.
Does this
Okay.
guy have multi attack? No.
That was there.
Oh no, this guy has pack tactics. Cool. I attack it with bite.
Yep. So roll with advantage.
Whew. 17.
That hits. Roll damage.
takes a DC 13 strength save.
Okay, as you pull in with your paw that's holding on to this creature, you chomp down with such ferocity that you manage to hold it down onto the ground underneath, right in front of you, underneath your paws, as it's now prone and struggling to get away. It is very bloody looking at you. Anything else?
Can't react if I move away now, can I? Yes.
Prone doesn't stop them from having an attack of opportunity.
Oh, they just have disadvantage, is that right?
Yep.
No, I don't have enough health. Yeah, alright, I stay here.
Okay. So it is now the creature's turn. This one over in the corner is still keeping its keen focus on you, Thanesh, and is going to launch out 2 more spines towards you. And they are both hitting.
I will.
Die. You will die.
I will die. I'll raise my AC for the first one.
18. Still gotcha? Okay. Both these spines, you sort of feel them hit you at the same time, one on your left and one on your right shoulder as well. So 9 piercing damage as they both sink into you. And you take 3 fire damage as you feel these little explosions go off you. You absorb most of it, so you only take 1 fire damage. So 10 damage in total. Quite pleased with itself. You hear the same infernal chuckle as it's sort of rearing its tail back, ready to launch some more spines towards your direction. The one in front of you, Rock, is it's going to attempt to pull away from the grapple. Yep. You need to do a. It must succeed, contested by your strength check.
16.
It manages to finally slip out from underneath your paws as you're holding it down, just wiggling away, and then it's going to use its movement to stand up, and then it's going to take a revenge bite and stab at you.
Hurt itself again.
The bite you anticipate coming in, and you give a quick dodge, but the 15. What's your AC?
I think that fits this guy. Yeah, he's got 14.
Okay, but as you dodge, you feel the spines of the trident sink into you as well, and you take 3 piercing damage. It's going to also, now that it's free from your grasp, it is going to dart away very quickly without giving any of you a chance to react. And it's going to fly through you over to this corner here.
He's like the bullshit.
Okay, and then the last one, Hevel, it is going to also struggle and try and pull away from yourself.
That would mean I'd roll a strength check.
Yes, please. Yep, athletics.
A natural 1.
Oof. And you, distracted by seeing this other one stand up, it sees the opportunity and slips away from your grip, and in turn is going to fly downwards to its friend, and it's going to launch off 2 spines in your direction, Hevel. Oh, apologies. Sorry. Escaping a grapple requires action. So Rock, you don't take that 3 damage, and Hevel, you take no damage there as well. Apologies there.
Like a heal.
But they are both going to retreat and regroup together. And Hevel, your turn.
Okay. I will Move to. You're probably not going to let me get in there without triggering that.
They are both looking towards your direction, so if you were to try to move into that corner, they would both attack you. But you can get there safely.
Yep. I'll stand there and cast Word of Radiance.
Yep.
Constitution 13.
They both fail.
Oh, well, it's a 2 for the first and a 3 for the second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a non-resistant 2 and 3.
Okay, the one that you had previously grappled Hevel gets caught by it, but doesn't seem to take the larger amount of force, whereas the one towards the south had taken the full brunt of the force, coupled by the bloodied teeth marks that you can see on top of it. It's looking very exhausted. And back around to Izzy.
Hevel being there kind of annoys me a little bit, so I'm going to use my bonus action to move my dust up to the top one.
Yep.
And I'm going to use Frostbite on the one beside Hevel.
Beside Hevel, so where you are, you currently can't see any targets except for the far way.
Alright, I'll just go for the far one.
Yep. And I think that's what, 60 feet?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. And that does a save.
Constitution 14.
It fails.
Sweet. 4 cold damage.
As you move the dust devil, sort of the vision of this devil coming towards it, the creature is unbeknownst of the cold creeping in on it, and it takes a little bit of damage, not as much as you feel based on the power that you put into it. Rhea's turn.
Rhea the Slayer. Get in there, girl.
Which one of these things is the weaker one?
The southern one.
Well, Rhea will move to that location there.
Yep.
Which will do a multi-attack.
Sure. Roll to hit.
Nat 20 for the first,
Very nice.
and then 12 for the second.
So the first one hits, roll your crit. The second one does not.
Plus 18.
Okay. And Rhea runs in full charge with the sword out and gives, as she's running into position, the first big slice, manages to catch the creature right in the chest cavity, breaking the trident in half as it held it in front. And as Rhea removes the blade, a sizable cut is revealed, and the creature wings stop flapping and falls straight to the ground.
Winner, winner, in for dinner.
Anything else for Rhea's turn?
No, thank you.
Okay. Dinesh, your turn.
Oh, it's inside my reaction. So run this way and beating all the attacks this time.
Yep, roll to hit.
That would be a 10.
As you go to swipe in, this one's a bit more prepared and hovers directly up where your strike goes underneath it, and it hovers back down to its position. Fortunately, swing and a miss. Rock, your turn.
Fuzzy, you can choose the direction the Dust Devil spits it, correct?
I think the last time we played it, it's just the opposite direction of it.
So it's just going to slap back into the wall if it does go anywhere.
Yep.
We played it that way, yeah.
In which case, I avoid everything about the Dust Devil and Can I get in on top of this dead guy?
You certainly can.
And I try and hit this guy.
Yep. So roll to hit.
Get advantage from pack tactics.
Yep.
19.
That hits. Roll damage.
7.
Okay, and as you chomp down on this this creature, you manage to clasp onto its body with enough force that as you're leaping up onto it, you drag it down with you, and have managed to make the creature prone at the same time with your bite. Rockscorn is now it's now the creature's turn. This one up in the corner is going to effortlessly flutter away along the top part, hovering above these barrels, and is going to continue its assault on the Dragonborn wizard crew. And one is hitting.
Oh, pass.
Sorry?
I'll raise it.
And so the first one, as it strikes in, you're keeping a close eye on this one as it's struck you many times, and you manage to do a quick shoulder dodge, but the second one comes back in, piercing your magical barrier and making contact into your chest. Hitting you for 6 piercing damage and exploding for 2 fire damage on you at the same time. So 2 half down to 1. So you take 7 damage in total.
Ganesh is looking pretty bad. Has like 8 spines sticking out of him by now.
Quite a few.
You're holding that aggro,
Better than the cleric.
They just love tormenting you. And then the next one, in being held down prone, is going to use its movement to stand up and is going to fly away best it can, and it's going to turn and make its attack on Rhea. So it's going to shoot off 2 spines directly towards Rhea's back. And
She's 17.
yes, so they both make contact into Rhea as she's unaware of how quick this creature's moved.
No.
What have you done, Bondi? You left Ray undefended.
I'm standing right next to her.
She takes 10 piercing damage from the spines shot off, and as they explode for 3 damage in total over her body. She feels the heat as she's trying to brush these spines away from her best she can. She's still looking moderately healthy from that, but quite frustrated and very angry from the attacks. And Hevel, it is now your turn.
Alright. Yeah. Something I kind of wanted to ask actually. Just gonna wait to the end of the session. When we leveled up, I got an extra cantrip, and I chose this spell called Guidance, which I could use in like non-combat things. I've never used it, and I wanted to know if you guys would be cool with me switching that out for Sacred Flame, which is a Radiance cantrip.
I'm fine with it, but you'll need to do it at your next long rest.
Right. Cool. Well, I will go right up into this one, and I might just try and grapple it.
Okay.
10.
So you lunge forward. You find that this one's a little bit slower than you expect, and you grapple it with ease.
Oh, sweet. I will move it to that location there.
With you staying on the spot, so you're essentially going to swing it around.
Yeah.
Okay. And you successfully do so.
That is all.
Okay. Hevel has gone. Izzy, it is your turn.
Would that trigger a attack of opportunity for Raya?
Depends on which way you span it.
That seems a little.
What do you mean? The way that it gets the attack of opportunity, that's the way I span it.
Swing it south.
That would seem pretty overpowered. I don't reckon they'd let you do that, because if you could, then you could just walk an enemy past all of your allies and have each of them just swing at it every time you get a turn. That'd be way too overpowered.
If you state that that is the intent of what you're trying to do, then we can work something through that.
Alright, well, in this case, I definitely did not state that as my intent. So.
Alright, so my turn?
Yes.
Okay, I shall...
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yep.
Yep, so just there.
Okay, so you're moving the Dust Devil? Yep.
Something I forgot, it should actually help Darty. Because it's moving, are we assuming the floor is dirty and dusty? Oh, is it?
I did see that, and it is not dirty and dusty.
Oh, come on.
It is a surprisingly clean set.
Either way, I still move it there. And I will frostbite the one. Can I see the one in front of me? Or do I-
Yeah, you'll be able to see that one.
Yeah, I take a crack at frostbiting them.
Constitution 1?
14.
It fails.
No! One cold damage is nothing.
as you feel the spell go off and hits, but you see none of the signature icicles that you're used to seeing before appear.
I shake my fist at the thing and put me off.
It is Raya's turn.
We already established that if I like sidestep with Raya to there, you're gonna make an attack of opportunity for that thing, aren't you?
Yes.
Well, she'll just swing at it with a multi-attack then.
Would that count as moving more than 5 feet though?
It's not moving more than 5 feet, but it's within the vision of the creature.
If it was facing the other way, would you allow it?
If it was facing towards the northern wall, then yes, I would allow it.
Alright, try and remember that.
Yeah, I'll try and put context of where the creatures are facing as best we can.
Yeah.
More often than not, they're going to get an attack.
Yeah, cool. 23 for the first one, and 9 for the second.
The first one makes contact, the second one glances off. Roll damage for the first one.
4.
Okay, feeling overcome with anger, she strikes through, however not quite as accurate as she has in the past, and manages to make a glancing blow on the creature. You see, quite a small chip into it, but enough to have drawn blood. And if that's all for Raya, then Eshi, your turn.
I will step down and crack this one.
Yep, attack with opportunity. Advantage, sorry. Not opportunity, attack with advantage.
8 and a 9.
13 hits, roll damage.
What? Okay.
It's got 12 AC.
Bludgeoning damage.
as you give this creature a very unnoticing knock from behind. It feels very dazed. It's looking towards you, Hevel. You see it's almost effectively dipping in and out of consciousness as in the last second it sort of shakes itself awake towards you.
It's really dead, people.
Rock, your turn.
I bite it.
Okay, roll with advantage.
21.
That hits, roll damage.
13. Of course, I get a big fucking roll when it's not me.
How the crit system works, right?
As you jump onto this, currently grappled monster, gives you a clean strike onto its chest as all 4 of your major canines sink in, and as you release, you have a stream of purplish blood just escape this monster as it falls down to the ground and Hevel releases its grip. His grip. Anything else for your turn?
Yep. I move to all the way up here behind these barrels.
Okay.
Like, they would cover me from view of this fella here. Or, I could crouch behind them.
It's currently providing you half cover. Okay. However, Rock's gone. Yeah. So it is now the creature's turn, and this one, it's having a bit of a hard time seeing around the Dust Devil correctly. So it's going to move over here, and it's going to take 2 more spines off its tail and launch them towards Thanesh.
Would Thanesh being covered due to the hill?
He is. They are. What is your AC?
AC is
Dead.
Plus the 2 from the half cover.
Yep.
So 16.
Yep.
Daddy would have more armor if he was.
I will raise my barrier and
So the first spine comes in and launches forward. It gets disintegrated by your barrier. However, the energy used up to absorb that first strike lets in an opening for the second one to come directly through and hits you for 6 piercing damage as the barb comes into you.
hits me for unconscious amounts of damage.
Now, actually, I need to look this up.
15th spine.
What's your health looking like?
My health?
Yeah.
My health is looking like,
It's gone.
on the floor.
Alright. Impressive. Ah, you are on the floor. I thought you were joking. Alright, cool.
I literally have, I think, like 7 or 8 spines. Maybe 6 spines.
Very good.
So it's not. I might need your help, backseat DMs here.
Yeah.
It's not a multi-attack. It's an attack that does damage and then another type of damage afterwards. Oh, it's plus. So it's piercing damage plus fire. Oh no, it's only 1 attack. Okay, so you also take 2 fire damage from the spine, but it's not a multi-attack. So I don't think you take automatic death saves. Because it is
if,
1.
if I need to, yeah.
Yeah,
Not a critical
I think
strike.
you're fine. Yeah. Yeah, it does that amount of damage. Okay, but that will be the creature's turn, and Hevel, it is now your go.
So what do I do about that? I'm gonna need health anyway. But what if I give you health and then you just get hit again? Maybe I should just stabilize you.
You could go around the boxes, grapple it, push it into the dust devil, just for shits and gigs.
Well, it's still within 5 feet from it. Would you argue?
Is it? Not on my screen.
No, it's currently 10 feet away from it.
Ah,
Alright, what I'll do is I'll cast Spare the Dying on Ganesh.
Yep.
So he is now stable.
Yep.
And then I will move to... Oh, the Dust Devil's there. I'll move to that location. And that's it.
Okay. So Havel's gone. Izzy, now your turn.
alright. I shall move the dust devil. There. Just to kite it backwards a bit more.
Yep.
And then I will cast Frostbite on him.
Okay. It fails. Quite spectacular, given how well my other rolls have gone.
5 cold damage. So that would be 2.
Yep. This time you actually see, after your attack, the icicles, the signature icicles that you expect to see onto its arm, as they now appear. Okay. Izzy's gone. Raya's turn.
Just waiting on roll 20 to load again. Accidentally closed it.
I saw you appear again.
Raya, she's not going to stand into the dust devil. She'll move to that location. Yep. What's her strength, I wonder? She's probably better off just hitting.
Which is +3.
Really? You've got it open?
Yep.
I've accidentally closed it. Yeah, I think she's probably better off just hitting. So she'll do a multi-attack.
Yep. So roll to hit.
Not great. 12 and 14.
Okay. First one manages to catch onto the edge of the box in front of the creature. However, the second one, as it pops its head back up to try and see if it is safe, manages to cop a sword into the side of the face.
That's 6 damage.
I have taken a death saving throw.
Oh, okay. So that is actually a thing.
But what
No,
I
it's
can
not stabilized.
No, this is from damage. That doesn't save from damage. So
Where did you
I
get damage
so,
from?
I hit the spine, so the physical damage is enough to bring it to 0, and because the fire damage is calculated separately, it counts as a secondary source of damage, which is an immediate fail on a death save. So this would have happened before you cast Spare the Dying, because you come after me.
Okay.
But Spare the Dying just stops me from having to roll death saves. So
Yep.
stabilized means that I don't roll death saves. However, I can still take death saves if I continue to take damage.
Yes.
That will continue to kill me.
But you're not going to take any more damage, are you?
I don't know, am I?
No, I mean, like, you're not on fire or anything, is what
No,
I'm saying.
No, I'm not
Yeah.
poisoned or on fire.
This imp's been going after him pretty hard, so
I know.
Okay, so Ray has popped this this creature in the head. Not quite as much as you would expect, but now quite a sizable cut on the face that's noticeable. And after Raya, it is now over to Thanesh. You are currently stable but still unconscious.
Next turn.
Next turn is over to Rock.
Rock would like to bound his way over to here and try and eat this in. Oh, what way is it facing?
It is facing towards Raya at the moment.
So could I sneak to here without?
You would be able to move along the barrels.
I do that and I get in behind it so Rhea can get her murder on,
Yep.
and I bite it.
Okay. Pack tactics. So fight. Attack with advantage.
I'm just picturing a wolf running.
I got a 7.
Were any of those rolls a 1?
Yes.
Okay.
I got a 1 and a 2.
Alright, well, you can't really be disarmed from your jaws. So I was just going to say that you're going to try and jump forward. However, you manage to miss in spectacular fashion. But due to your canine abilities, you still manage to get up off the ground. So no detrimental effects, just the embarrassment. And with that, it is now the creature's turn. And fearing for its current predicament, is going to instead fly away quite quickly. And it's going to move down. And seeing another light armored creature in front is going to throw its remaining 2 spines that appear on its tail towards you, Izzy.
Don't
That's
we get
not
attacks
fit.
of opportunity first?
Sorry?
Don't we get 3 attacks of opportunity first?
You do not.
We haven't this whole combat. Have you not noticed?
They are blasted.
So, as this fight has gone on, you have learnt that these creatures are near impossible to get an attack of opportunity from when it is their turn.
I'm sorry. Carry on.
AC,
50.
and as it launches off these 2 spines, you, being keeping a keen eye on it, manage to duck over as they both launch over your head into the boxes next to you, with a short little poof of fire in the background. But you are completely unfazed and undamaged.
Sweet.
And Hevel, it is your turn.
Alright. I'll move to that location and I'll try and grapple.
Is it Flip an ally?
Sorry?
Vip,
Is Flip an ally?
so Daddy did say to me that whenever Fip was with him and any sense of danger, it generally goes straight into the pocket dimension.
21.
So much like you've done in the past, Hevel, you jump forward, and this creature is yet to learn its lesson as you effortlessly manage to grab onto its small frame with one hand.
Good. Now I'm going to move it to that position because I moved 20 feet, so I've got 5 feet of movement with it.
Yep, so you spin around on the spot and drag it over to that position.
And that's it.
Okay. Hevel, back around to Izzy.
It's grappled, so I have advantage if I were to attack with a melee.
Only if you moved into a flank position.
Yeah. And I can only move the dust devil 30.
Just above it to the left would be the best, because then Rhea and I can still get in.
Yeah.
It's not going to stop in its spot, because it never does, but, you know.
Well, if I move on the wrong thing. Dust devil that.
Okay.
That way I give you room to get in. And then I'm just going to frostbite it again. I figured leave room so those who can hit harder melee can do more damage.
It saves.
Alright, cool. Fuck him up, Raya.
And yes, it is Raya's turn.
Or Raya will move to flank it.
Yep. And attack with advantage on your multi-attack.
Alright, so the first one was a 13, the second one was a natural 20.
First one hits, second one also hits. So roll your damage for both attacks. One of them was a crit.
$21 damage.
So she takes the opportunity in of a completely distracted and grappled creature. She slices in with two very massive strikes, managing to cut open some very large rips in each wing. You hear this creature scream out in fear, as it is very battered and bruised from that strike.
What did it say? I can understand it.
It was a mismatch of terrible infernal swear words. After Raya, Dinesh, you are still having a snooze. And back around to Rock. You're quite happy snoozing away there, not taking anything.
Rock will move to here.
Yep.
So I know you can't hit it with an attack of opportunity, but if I were to ready an attack for it when it tries to escape with my bite, knowing that that'll knock it prone, will that be able to hit? Like knowing those exact circumstances of me naming them as my ready?
So instead of using your attack of opportunity as an attack of opportunity, you want to ready an attack to do an attack. Is that correct?
Correct. Because I don't want it to get as far away.
You can certainly try to.
I try to.
Okay.
I ready an attack for when it moves.
All right. It is after Rock. It is the creature's turn, and once again, seeing itself surrounded and fearing for its safety, it is going to first try and escape the grapple.
15.
As its newfound strength from the adrenaline of being hit does manage to slip out from your grip with an 18, and is going to fly towards the northern direction. Rock, you ready for this will pounce. Roll your attack with advantage. That hits roll damage.
Uh, 10.
And as it's trying to dart away, using your newfound canine reflexes, you manage to leap on it when it's midair, bite on, drag it to the ground, and as you release your bite, you see its body limp and lifeless underneath you.
God damn it, I killed it. I wanted to know if it could like, get away.
Is that your hyena that gets super duper attacking when you kill something?
Yeah. The hyena, as I found out last time, also has no fucking health and no armor. It has 11 armor. It's no
Alright, so after the miraculous takedown from your direwolf companion, you wait for a moment and feel that combat is now over. You feel somewhat safe to tend to your wounds and look around. And Izzy and Hevel, you immediately notice a unconscious, although stable, dragonborn on the ground behind you.
Very good.
Nah, I'm good.
I jump up and celebrate. Yeah, we all survived. Oh wait, I forgot someone. I walk over to Dinesh.
Okay.
And I point because I'm not a healer.
While you're all doing that, can you each also please add 340 XP?
340. Apples, is it worth you getting heals?
No.
Alright. Well, I guess in that case, it's only worth giving a heal to Dinesh.
Does anyone have a health
It's probably a good idea. I got one first level spell slot left and one second level spell slot left. So I could do like an AoE heal on everyone, which is 10 minutes, but that's my second spell slot. My first spell slot is only 1d8 plus 3 heal. I could use the second level spell slot to make it 2d8 for the heal.
Rock, do you have any good berries?
Even if I did, I'm thingy at the moment. And I don't think I've cast any. No, because I haven't had spell slots to do it with for a while.
2d8. Alright, well if I give the heal, Izzy's 29, Ganesh is down. What's Rhea's health like?
She also like 3.
Rhea turns to you and she says, I think the Dragonborns are needing more assistance than me. I have a few cuts, but nothing to worry about at this stage.
Alright. Well, I guess the sacrifice is 10 minutes. I could do an area of effect heal and get the same amount of healing, but it costs 10 minutes. Or I could just heal Dinesh instantly for the same amount that everyone else will get.
Does that 10-minute one cost you a spell slot?
They both will cost me a second level spell slot.
I could burn my last healing potion.
Well, that's only a 1d8, right?
Yep, but that'll bring him up. And we've still got a god to fight.
Let's, I'll still have 2 heals left if I do this.
Okay.
So I'll give him my second level slot for Cure Wounds.
Dinesh, I need you to hit me, then I can cast Hellish Rebuke on you.
16 health to Dinesh.
Okay, you move forward and this holy energy radiating out from the touch as you lay your hand on top of him. Dinesh's eyes just open up with a gasp, and you're feeling slightly more revitalized than you were 5 minutes ago.
I pull out all the spines that are lodged in me nicely.
You could probably still give him your health potion if you wanted. What's your total health pool, Dinesh?
27.
Yeah, so like if you gave him the health potion, it's not going to go to waste anyway.
Alright, we'll give it to you to put on your corpse. In case someone else needs to revive you later on.
You're handing me a health potion.
Yes.
Okay,
That's
I will-
150 gold you owe me.
Hey,
That
that's
thing
all it's
cost-
taking.
That's a lot.
Well, I gave him 50, so goodbye. And I gave him a health potion the last round. And I gave him the last one, this one. They're about 50 gold each.
Yeah. They're 2d4 plus 2, right?
I think that's what it says. Hang on, I dropped it in my inventory already.
While you guys are going through and helping Dinesh tend to his wounds, your dust devil has subsided. Is it?
It's 2d4, Daddy. Plus 2.
Yeah, so I regained 6.
Rock sniffs all the barrels to check to see if they're all just normal food supplies and crates and stuff.
Yep. Okay. Roll a perception check for me, please. Do you get advantage because you're a dire wolf on sniffing?
Yes.
Yes.
Wisdom perception. Yep.
Yep.
I'll go with my first roll, and and it's plus 3, 17.
Yep, so you sniff around each of the barrels that are around the outer edges. And of them, you find that half of them smell like just plain water, and the other half smell of quite a delicious ale, one that you recall of having before at one of your taverns. And as for the crates in the middle, as you're smelling through, all you can smell is very similar foodstuffs that you could smell from the ones at the entrance. With the added exception of the crate that has been burst open that had nothing in it except the creatures you just fought.
Did the imps have anything of value on them? They had tridents, or at least some of them did.
Yeah. So they each carried a trident. It's very similar. Well, each of them looks similar. One of them is now splintered and broken in half. Looking over them at this point in time, you can't see anything else of value.
Dinesh is sitting with his back up against the pillar. In a momentary sort of outburst of anger, he empties his breath weapon into the dead demon, like in front of me.
Okay.
Just there, just as a fit of rage.
Is he in the process of trying to walk past and investigate, just sees this fire spew out, and while you feel a sense of relief looking over the corpse, you see no charring, no damage, no nothing to the body. that's the thing that counts.
You could have stabbed it with its own trident, but
I think that's more
I
fitting.
just give a shrug. It's like a shout, shouting into the off the edge of the cliff. Just at the time the shout contained fire.
Rock appears to be itching to open that door.
Rock is, but Rock doesn't have thumbs.
I use Mage Hand to see if the door will open.
Okay. With your mage hand, you find that the door is unlocked and can be freely pushed open.
Push it.
Okay. You push open, and in this room, you see that it looks to be a wine cellar. There's a large amount of corked bottles that are on display. There's these wooden racks that span the west and southern wall. There's also a number of crates in the middle of the room as well.
Bullshit. Good door.
Rock goes in and starts sniffing everything again.
Okay. Make your perception check with advantage.
I already have firebolt to throw at the crates.
13.
Okay, moving in, and you give a cautious sniff to the crates, and you find that there is no smell coming from them. They are, in fact, empty. Going around the room, you smell and find that there is a number of bottles. There's quite a lot of bottles in this room. They all smell of wine. However, there is some of them that have a distinctively different. It's still wine smelling. It doesn't smell bad to you. It just seems like a different quality of wine.
Hey Siri.
Would my dwarven instincts know if it's better or worse?
You would know that it is better quality wine on a small handful of them.
I take note of all the good smelling ones who are on the way out.
Okay, you with your wet direwolf nose, you sort of give the dusty bottled ends of them just a little rub, and you've now got sort of a clear indicator that you've put on there that you think this is your one by wiping away the dust.
And I trot off towards the other one, the other door, and try and shove it open with my direwolf.
Do we want to check the crates? Is there more food in there?
He did check, and they are empty.
Okay.
He's currently talking. In total, he's marked 10 bottles.
None of them are health potions?
No, they're all wine.
seems like the kind of room you would store health potions.
I want to look closely at the shelves and maybe see if anything looks suspicious, like a latch, lever.
Yeah, make an investigation check for me, please.
12.
Yeah, so you go around with a bit more care and just sort of, tugging at a few bottles as you're walking past and giving the shelves a bit of a shake and a rattle, just looking around, but you find nothing of interest.
And then lastly, before I leave the room, I want to focus on this wall to the north of the room and just look at the bricks, brickwork again, if there's anything suspicious like a latch or anything.
Yep.
Tap your base on all the bricks.
Yeah, going through, running your hand very, very carefully across it, trying to feel if there's anything odd or obscure. But no, there is nothing standing out to you.
Cool.
All right. Rock had already said that he's gone through and putting his direwolf weight onto the door, and it opens freely. Revealing into a small hallway, and then it tees off towards the north and south, and you see what looks to be a bit of a smooth stone trench that has been cut out up ahead as well.
What are the stars?
So those stars are actually, they are lanterns. So you can see that these tunnels have been lit. The roof is around about 9 foot high, and it is curved towards the top. And there is spattered throughout quite evenly some oil lanterns, and they've got thick pane glass, green glass that is tinted, and they're hanging at regular intervals, and they hang from about a 1 foot long iron chain in the center.
That's all the ceiling.
9 feet.
9 feet, okay. And it's
Yeah, so-
consistent throughout all these rooms.
So the room that you were in was a little bit higher.
Okay.
So this hallway that you're about to go into is 9 feet. And so with the 1 foot iron chain, so the lantern's about 8 feet off the ground, and it's giving you dim light around about a 10 foot radius from each of those lanterns. So you have a pretty consistent, from what you can see in front of you, a pretty consistent dim light. It's got a bit of a greenish hue to it.
Did this door open inwards or outwards, like towards the hallway or towards us?
You pushed it outwards.
Alright. So we're all probably gonna die. Because we're all like out of spell slots, out of health, out of everything. Do we want to try and barricade the door and long rest? There's shit everywhere to barricade it with.
Yeah, and do you still have a spell slot? Because you do that thing with like vines or something on a door, don't you?
Yeah, I can cast the snare.
I suppose the only thing I want to make sure of is if we do rest, that if somebody tries to leave this place, then we'll know about it.
Yeah, what I was thinking, if we barricade this door up with all the crates and food things, and I can cast snare there, and we'll camp back here, taking it in turns. That way we'll see anyone come and go, we'll have a chance that the snare will go off, and we'll definitely hear someone moving the shit out of the way here. So it's a very non-risky long rest. Oh, he didn't like the idea so much he left.
And he's back.
I just had like a weird disconnect from everything for a moment.
Yeah, so we all decided to go with my plan while you were gone.
Alright, cool.
Counter argument.
Sorry, just while you've pushed open the door and you guys are just looking through and seeing the green lanterns, and you hear, Finesh, you hear this more than the others, the sort of the soft rustling of very slow flowing water. And you also, and Rock notices this too, quite a distinct smell in the air. It's very artificial. It's like incense.
I was also going to say, we know that Lady Vampira and
Is it a
Other-
this- Sorry, you go. Yeah.
other Dick, what was his name? Not Percival.
Americ.
Thaddeus Krieg, I think. Is that right? Thaddeus and Duke Vampira are trying to summon a god from a shield. We don't know how much time we have. And I don't think we want to fight the god.
True. Alright, fuck it, let's go.
Ganesh does sort of counter, so I need to prepare a lot more before we go and attempt to fight a god from a shield. I don't think I can currently do it with what I have prepared. So I'm in favour of.
I'm neutral about it. I'm kind of like, well, it would be better, but I feel like the more we delay, the more risk.
We asked Rhea for her advice, knowing that she has fought demons as she's a demon hunter or whatever.
Hell Rider.
Well, I'd like to, but I'm a wolf and all I do is yap at her.
Rhea chimes in and she says, well, Baldur's Gate hasn't disappeared just yet. And I think that's what would happen if this creature was to come forth from the shield. But I think we've got a bit of time.
DM says we should rest. That's great.
Cool. I untransform and start moving shit in the way of the door.
Tadesh notices that there's an odd number of barrels towards the back wall.
Yep.
And checks this sort of corner for bin drafts or footsteps or secret passages.
Yep. So roll investigation for me, please. How much?
16.
So you feel around thinking that there's something oddly suspicious about there not being the same amount. However, you feel around and you don't feel any drafts. None of the stone walls sort of react to your touch. It feels quite solid. You can't see anything else that may be of interest in that area.
I sit down against the wall.
Yep.
Cool.
Rock stacks some barrels and crates in front of the door.
Okay. Rhea gives you a hand and moves a number of the crates as well, sort of trying to bart it up as much as possible. And after around about 20 minutes or so, you guys are able to quite sufficiently move a number of barrels and boxes there.
I cast Snare on this last row of stairs. And I'll take first watch. There's Rock actually for the first time. Yeah.
So just to clarify, you're boarding up this door. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're boarding up the door. And are you moving stuff in front of the stairwell, or are you just casting Snare?
What do you guys reckon?
I'm not that worried about the stairwell.
Yeah, me. I figure we've let off like people into the town, and they'll just tell about the guards and shit. That's the worst we'll get from there. So I'm good with that.
Yep.
Okay. So I'll get you guys to set up a watch order, please.
Rock will watch first if you want.
I'll go second.
Okay.
Ganesh is already asleep.
Okay.
Are you guys resting where you're currently situated, or what are you doing?
Rock will watch from here and rest up here.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine where I am.
Okay. Ray is taking quite a liking to you, Hevel, and is going to hang around nearby. Okay.
Chill.
So, Rock, can I get you to make a perception check for me, please?
Perception is 19.
Okay. Half an hour into your watch, you hear a faint pair of footsteps coming from beyond the eastern door, and they're walking very slowly. And as they're moving past, you smell that incense smell that you smelt when the door was open, get very intense for a moment. And as the footsteps are slowly wandering off, you can tell that the smell lingers for a moment and then dies down to a slightly more faint smell.
Fuck, it's Lady Vampiro. And pick up on her perfume.
Do nothing but keep watching.
Okay. Another hour into your watch, you smell it again, and you hear the light shuffling of some footsteps. Again, strong as the footsteps sound closer, and then dies away as it moves past.
I continue to do nothing until something approaches the boxes. I guess I can see that something might actually come in.
Okay. At the another half hour passes, and nothing else happens throughout your watch.
I wake up the next person and inform them of what just happened and go sleep.
So I believe that was Izzy.
Yeah.
Sorry, who was it?
Dinesh. Sorry.
Hevel. Hevel. Okay. So Hevel tells you about what happened. What do you do for your watch?
I simply sit in silence and watch in this direction.
Sure. Okay. Roll a perception check for me, please.
13.
Okay. Throughout the first hour, nothing eventful happens. Now we're halfway through the second hour. You start to get a bit of tingling sensation in your nose, and you feel this, and you start smelling, quite a very strong perfume smell seeping in from under the door. You take a moment, and you hear the same shuffling of footsteps that was mentioned to you. And they're moving away from the door.
Does it seem like they came right up to the door?
You can't tell completely. Anything? Are you going to do anything?
Nope.
Okay. The rest of your watch completes without event.
Same as roll call. Let the next person know.
Okay.
Now it's me.
All right, Izzy, what do you do for your watch?
I sit over here. I sort of subtly lean against the pillar, so I'm not easily to spot, but I want to keep out for the smell and any sounds that I hear.
Okay. Yep. Roll a perception check for me, please.
$17.
Okay. Half hour into your watch, you start smelling, and you can smell the intense incense coming from the easterly direction, as you've been told by Hevel. And you hear the light shuffle of a pair of footsteps as well, slowly making their way through. And as the footsteps dim away as they're moving past, the smell is starting to subside as well, to not be as strong. Are you doing anything?
No.
Okay. Another half hour passes, and you hear, coming from upstairs, a murmur. From where you are, you can't quite make out what it's saying, but you can hear two distinct voices talking. To you, it sounds like just a muffled. That's about it.
I'm going to assume it might be Thirst Well. I'll move towards the stairs, see if the sound comes any clearer.
Okay.
Don't go on the first row.
As you get closer, you can. It's very faint, but you can make out a few of the words, and you hear one man say, "Isn't it odd that the guard didn't relieve us? Like, wasn't there meant to be a swap over?" And you hear a second one say, "What does it matter? Just let's get back on patrol and do our job. You know they're good for the money." As they say that, you hear some footsteps move away from around the kitchen area, and all is now silent up the stairs.
I move slightly back out of sight.
Okay. Towards the tail end of your watch, again, you smell creeping in from under the door, the strong incense smell again, and the shuffling footsteps. But they shuffle on past. The rest of your watch completes without an issue.
I wake up Thanesh by slapping him with the mage hand.
Now, DM, because I am on the tail end of the rest, would I have gained the benefits of a full rest now or at the end of my watch?
Yes, you have gained the benefit of a full rest.
He's gonna start a fight.
No, I was just more asking for spell slot management.
I
Maybe I should have gone in
advise
the middle. That's alright.
I advised Thanesh that I think Lady Vampira is patrolling the room next door because we smell a perfume coming and going, and that I also heard some guards come upstairs and they're going to patrol around, so we need to be careful.
No worries. Alright, so I'll get up. And I can't. Oh, I assume Izzy's gone to sleep and my watch has started, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, so I'll cast Mage Armor on myself. And then I'll also cast Invisibility on myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will sit for the first 30-40 minutes. I'll just double check it lasts for an hour.
We barricaded that door, Daddy.
Oh, you barricade? Oh, never mind. I
Yep.
did not do that.
Yeah, you will not be able
Why
to
would
get
you
it.
burn a second level spell slot?
Why not? So I could figure out what's going on. Alright, if it's barricaded, then I will just line the barrels in and just sort of picking out over the top. Actually, no, I'll move to these crates so I can get a better listen for the upstairs.
Yep. Okay. Roll a perception check for me, please.
10.
Okay. About an hour into your watch, you start smelling, and you smell the same incense that you smelled when the door was open, however much stronger. And as you pay close attention to what you can hear that light shuffling of a pair of footsteps moving around past the eastern door. And as the shuffling gets quieter and moves away, the smell then subsides. The rest of your watch completes without issue. And each of you will now complete your long rest.
Yes.
GM, can I have a favor?
What do you need?
I want to change one of my cantrips.
Um,
On the trend.
why does that need a favor from me?
Because as a sorcerer, I can only change my skills at a level up, not long rest like everyone else.
Okay. What one are you trying to change?
Firebolt.
No.
Yeah, stick with that.
You
Other cantrips anyway.
if it was, I mean, if it was something like prestidigitation or something, maybe, or message that you haven't found fun, but no, firebolt is probably one of your stays as a sorcerer. You certainly can change it at your next level up. As you're all rousing from your sleep, Izzy, you hear a whisper, and it's got a very dark, grumbling sounding tone to it. And the whisper says, "You. Oh, I can't wait to meet you."
And can I determine that's in a language I know that's not common? Is it infernal or draconic? Or just common?
I'll say it's common for now.
I look at everyone and see if they sort of heard or noticed anything. Do I determine like a direction, or does it just sort of sound like a whisper in my head?
It felt like it came from inside you.
Okay.
As you start getting more awake, you don't see any looks of confusion on any of your comrades.
I'm an honest fella, so I say, someone said they're interested to meet me. I am concerned.
We are too. You don't get why they'd want to.
Shall we press on before the guards upstairs come back?
I'd say we wait until we smell the smell coming, and then ambush whoever comes with the sneak attack.
Okay, well, what we might do there, you guys have all completed your long rest and are feeling a lot more healthy. You've got a bit of information from that smell that you're smelling, and it appears to come on a relatively consistent basis. So what we might do is we'll leave the session there and let you use that information for next week's one.
Nice.
On next week's adventure of Dinesh nearly dies again.
No.
Slowly switch from being Hebel to Dinesh, so we're all good.
On next week, on how does Dinesh get down?
Maybe it'll be you next week.
Maybe.
Or spiky demon barbs.
Especially if I try tanking again.
The tanking's easy. Just ask the ninja.
I tanked against the metal armor, so...
Yeah, you just gotta get hit.
Or be able to not get hit.
Very good.
Cool, we're all gonna get killed by a god next turn. Next
Now
turn.
we're gonna kill a god next time. Because he's stuck in a dirty old shield.
Take the shield and throw it into the fire's water.
Dude.
There you kill a god.
I was hoping you're gonna do like something with our lost mine, like just give Badger a ring because he's a gnome and just see what happens. But no, good fun. I mean, you guys didn't really explore too many more rooms because you had a very lengthy combat, but you
Those
got
guys
out
were
of
hard to beat.
Those things are the worst.
I've actually changed up my spells, so I can now be a lot more effective.
Sweet. All human targets from now on. No more resistances.
Oh, that's fine. I can kill them too. I'm good for that. Because I had 2 free spell slots, so I have added Ray of Sickness and another juicy spell.
That's a poison one though. The imps seem to be immune to poison.
Okay, I can do other sense.
Data, you burnt a level 1 slot and not a level 2 slot. For
Yeah, because I
invisibility.
didn't cast invisibility because it reminded me that the doors were barricaded. I was only going to cast invisibility so I could go out and literally sit in that corridor and just watch.
But yeah, Satisfactory is a good game. It's very satisfying.
I've almost
Maybe.
finished Red Dead Redemption 2,
Oh, nice.
so getting very close to the end. I was really confused with the way the story went because I didn't read up anything about the first game. Because the way the story ended, there was a lot of questions. And so I went on the internet sort of looking for them, like what the hell? And then I found out that Red Dead Redemption 2 is actually a prequel to Red Dead Redemption 1. So suddenly that all made a lot of sense with why the game changed in the way that it did towards the end.
So you played them in the wrong order, which is sort of the right order.
Well, I don't have a PlayStation, so I played them in the right order, and the right order is only Red Dead Redemption 2. Complete one.
I've thought about getting that.
It's been good, and since I fixed the crashing issues, once I switched back to the Vulkan renderer, I didn't get any more crashing, which has been good. It means I've just been able to play it without it. Yeah, ruining. Yeah, the worst part is that it crashes at like 25 minutes into a 30-minute mission, and I got to do the whole thing again. So frustrating.
We play it on Linux. Using a Vulkan renderer.
You start playing it on Mac.
Yeah, well, we're going to do that now. The new ARM chips back
Yep.
to nothing.
That seems like, I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense because everyone who uses a Mac is a dev. Like they're the only people who actually buy the good ones, and now they're going to be shitty ARM things. I'm like, what?
There was a significant performance boost to the iPhones and iPads that got the ARM chips. So a lot of people are actually quite excited to see the performance increase that comes, or that might come to the Mac computers as well.
That's because Apple are going to
There's a big difference between a crappy, generic chip made for slow phones and a, beastie Intel thing.
Well, I'm sure they would have made an ARM chip. I mean, they use them in servers for Amazon. Like, they've obviously got their uses. I'm sure they would have made an architecture that's suitable for.
Those server chips, they've got millions of little cores. None of them, like their single-threaded performance, sucks ass.
Let's do a quick Google. How fast are Apple's new ARM Mac chips?
No, there's no info. I tried looking. They've just said that they're using their own chip.
I remember watching I think it was like Linus Tech Tips video on Macs using Intel CPUs, and Apple would actually deliberately underclock the CPU so it wouldn't perform as well as it in any other standard model, and that's simply because the poor design of the Macs had no airflow to the CPU. They would overheat if they did.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons they want to switch. So they can optimize it for their hardware.
But I mean, if they spent the time optimizing it instead of just putting it in and going, they wouldn't have those issues anyway. So
I think my main concern is compatibility. Like, because they used to have their own custom chips, and then they moved to Intel, and it's great with Intel because you can run Windows if you ever need it on the thing. Whereas, like, now if you have a custom chip. Sorry?
I think in the next Mac update they're getting rid of boot camp.
Yeah, because the ARM chip won't be able to run
Chip won't
Windows.
do it.
Stupid.
Yeah, so it's like, I feel like they're going to lose part of their market there. Well, we're actually moving away from them for our devs at work, so we're switching to Linux PCs instead of Macs. Because Mac's just too expensive for like the hardware.
I think most of the guys in our not at max.
You don't want a 10 grand cheese grater?
At Kmart, it's all everything's Windows, it's all domain, everything's in C#. And one of the new guys started, and he was hired as a, a tech lead, and he's all like, "Oh no, I only dev on a Mac." A month later, he goes up to the client support guys, goes, "Can I have a Windows computer? It's just not worth it." Just because everyone's like, "No, there's no reason." Like everything you do is on a domain, everything you do is in C#. And he just ignored it. "Oh, I need a Mac, it's the only way to do it." It's the funniest thing to watch. And everyone's like, we're not going to be able to help you when you can't install this or do this. You're on your own. Yeah.
Yeah, that's silly.
Oh,
Fun. Oh, that was good.
Yeah. I'm going to bed.
same.
Yeah.
See you
Alright.
later.
See you
See ya.
later.
See you.